Welcome back to 405 Sports. Today is a different type of video. We've never done a wrestling video, but
about time.
I mean, my goodness, is it time to do a wrestling video because David Taylor is the new head coach of Oklahoma State Wrestling. Obviously, the last 34 years, the great John Smith has been the coach. It's about the same amount of time David Taylor's been alive. So kind of crazy to think, and that kind of just popped in my brain this morning when I woke up. Like, the whole time he's been coach. That's David's lifetime. So, got a couple things to talk about. Obviously, transfers. That's a huge one. Andrew Rowles, Wyatt Hendrickson. Those are two major guys. You got commits. Obviously, you have commits from this year. We only have 4. I think they're still good to go because I think 3 out of the 4 of them are enrolled. You got commits of 25 class. You got D. Lockett, of course. Obviously, other big recruits. You got to recruit them. They have ties to David Taylor. There's a lot of stuff that goes into this decision. Coaching staff. I mean, a lot to break down. So let's go ahead and get right into it. What were initial thoughts of the hire?
Feel for Coleman.
That's
kind of screwed him.
That was what I was saying.
Part of the game.
Yeah.
Part of the business.
As soon as I saw it, I went, "Did we just hire an assistant?" Because I'm sure Coleman's going to be the head coach. And once I read it, I was like, "Oh dang, that kind of sucks for him." Because I thought we hired him as kind of like the next man as soon as John retires.
Right.
But I'm more than happy with David Taylor as not as much as he's an amazing wrestler. I don't think he's coached before, right?
No.
So
at the collegiate level, he's coached his,
We
elementary,
don't-
middle school, high schoolers, but
we don't really know what that looks like on the collegiate level yet. Whereas Coleman has had a successful collegiate coaching career so far. But I'm more than happy with the hire. I think he's going to be really good.
I think
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think a lot of Penn State people are a little scared too. I mean,
They should be.
I was well.
yeah, I mean that's their pipeline is David Taylor. So when you look at the Penn State roster, that's just full of his guys from, that he brought up and committed there. So how do you even get into this? On Friday, what was that, May 1st? Yeah. Friday, May 1st, it came out that David Taylor was thinking about it, and it was really quiet for the last week and a half, but then out of nowhere, it really blew up. And then, according to on Sunday, pretty much everybody was saying he declined the job. I don't know if something changed or what happened, because about 9 o'clock Monday night, everyone had flipped and been like, "All right, it's about to go down." And if you don't know, Stillwater was, it was pouring rain, it was thunder and lightning, it had everything. And next thing you know, I was in a Twitter space talking, and they announced it on Twitter. So literally took you by storm,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My thing with it is the guys that are on the teams now, they have to look up to David Taylor as a hero. He's an Olympian and one of the greatest wrestlers of all time in USA history. So that's what I take away from it. I feel like you wouldn't want to leave a guy that has been an Olympian.
I know there's several of them that were posting Coleman the days leading up to it, saying this is our guy. I know Christian Carroll's one of them.
Right.
I still haven't seen any reaction out of him, but I wouldn't think he's going anywhere. That's a good dude to learn from. But and even the OSU fans I saw kind of complaining about it. You'd have Iowa fans or Penn State fans in the comments "Are you slow? This is a home run hire." I don't think you can complain about it.
No.
And that's coming from Penn State fans.
Has anything been said about if Coleman's going to stay on the staff?
They said we're probably wiping it clean.
Yeah.
So not
Really?
even Chris Perry or anything.
Okay.
They said maybe that he might try to keep a guy just to have someone in the regime.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they came out this morning from Pat that it's looking like clean house.
Pretty clean house.
Yeah, but a lot of big names coming to Oklahoma State. So, you did hear Kyle Dake was an option. There was a rumor of a coach that we tried to get a coach, and Kyle Dake was the one that was kind of kept under the radar. So, I don't think he'll come be an assistant. I don't think he's going to leave his wrestling club. But that's what everyone thought about David Taylor. So, I'm not really sure. But if you're a transfer, that's another thing. I feel like a guy like Wyatt Hendrickson or Alvarez, I mean, it's a new Oklahoma State, you know?
Mm-hmm. And especially those two guys specifically, they would fit really good on our roster because we kind of need that weight class.
Yeah, I mean, we're losing to Ayton, and that was 20 points. So you get the 20 back with Wyatt probably, and then because also you got to think Wyatt's going and getting second and third place from Air Force, right? It's not like he's in a top tier wrestling room. I mean, Air Force is like, around like the 50s, right?
They're not top 10 in the Big 12.
I couldn't name you another guy. No offense, there's nothing against Air Force. I'm just saying, you know, and that's kind of what you take away from Dean Hamidi too, like from Wisconsin. He's in a room, but like they're not. It's not Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma State's, a top 3 job, no doubt, because you had the most accolades at Oklahoma State. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and there's rumors he's going to be the highest paid head coach in the nation.
Right. So. And they had to do something farming for the guy. Yeah. There's something not incentive, but based off of like, you know.
Gundy's house.
Yeah, no kidding, dude.
Give that just a bag.
Oh my gosh, could you imagine? Like, dude, look at all this farmland you can have. Now, here's another thing. If Aaron Brooks does pop.
Yeah, I was about to ask about that.
For Adderall. David Taylor's the second man up.
Mm-hmm.
So,
that's where your assistants come into play.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
You know, I never even thought about that because he is, yeah.
Yeah. So, I think that's another thing that went into the decision was, like, David Taylor was not told by anyone that, hey, like, you know, Aaron Brooks might pop for something. I think he had no idea until, when everybody learned probably. And so that probably obviously pissed him off too. So that probably went into the decision too.
Does that take away his title?
People were arguing it. They were like, well, I also don't know when the test was taken.
I was like, it depends the timeline for the test.
Because he didn't pop for the NCAA, but he popped like right after NCAA. So like, how does that work?
I assume they drug test right before and right after all of that stuff, right?
Right. So.
And so he didn't pop during during that.
Right.
I don't think they can.
He should have been suspended or whatever from the year before, and it just never showed up anywhere.
Yeah.
Or was the argument, but.
Yeah. So, is our coach going to be at the Olympics this year? Like, you know, I don't know.
Depending on who he gets as an assistant, I feel like if it is someone to the caliber of like a Kyle Dake, which there's not very many people on that same level, but if there's, that's also true. If there's anyone that, I'm assuming he'll hire someone that has the capabilities of running the team, at least kind of under his supervision for a year.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I said like he might be willing to take in a Chris Perry or Tyler Caldwell just because he needs someone who knows the Oklahoma State way. And such. I meant to research on Kale, like when Kale got in at Penn State, you know, because Kale coached at Iowa State for 4 years and then went to Penn State. I should have researched and been like, did he have just a whole new staff or did he have a couple Penn State guys there? You know, because Penn State was not a top tier job before Kale. They had one national title before Kale, so.
M2.
Yeah, that's a pipeline that's destroyed. Tyler Kasich is an M2 guy. Levi Haynes is an M2 guy. And depending on what they do this year, because Shane comes back from injury at 149, Kasich got third after losing first round. Levi Haynes is a national champion, and he's kind of heavy. Messenbrake might go down. I don't know. Penn State's got a loaded room, and that's why Bearclaw left too. Mm-hmm. So, I don't know. It's a mess for sure, but this is good for wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
We should be the only team in the country competing with Penn State in the next coming years.
Most likely, yeah.
Unless Iowa figures something out. But
I was gonna say you could argue Iowa a little bit.
Yeah.
Just because like Gabe Arnold and Angelo Ferrari might, and if they have AJ too.
Yeah.
And Keeter, they have like good guys. It's just
some big names upcoming as well.
Yeah.
That just about everybody's gonna want to have.
Yeah, and if they get Parco, he's only got 1 year, but still,
Somebody's got to get Bo. Somebody's got to get Jax.
Yeah. Those are two biggest names right now, really. Which, I mean, Jax was rumored to have a big interest in Oklahoma State before David Taylor joining, so good friends with D and JJ. So, I mean,
that'd be sweet.
That would indeed be sweet. So, I mean, those are Jax is on the Olympic team as the fourth guy, but still he's on the team, and I believe Bo is too as the fourth guy, I think, or third guy. So, I don't know. I mean, they're both dogs. So, I also heard that John is probably welcomed this decision. So
yeah, because he would never said Coleman's an up and coming guy. I think he actually said he's not. Yeah. He's just here.
Yeah. Well, and also like Esposito left. Like we brought Coleman in because Esposito left. Like I love Chris Perry. Chris Perry's a great coach, and so is Caldwell. But I think John was like, hey, I need to get another guy that's at the level of a top tier coach. So that's also why he went to get Coleman. I'm not sure that it was ever promised to Coleman that yes, this is going to be your job when I'm done. So I don't know. It is going to be weird for like wrestling, like the Cowboy Wrestling Club, because I mean, I'm pretty sure Coleman went to Olympic trials, but he didn't go to the U.S. Open. But I mean, now you have a whole new crew looking at Cowboy Wrestling Club too. So
I can't imagine it's going to be a full like house clearing. I imagine he'll keep a guy.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it might be the
janitor. That's right in the deal.
That might have been in the deal.
You gotta give me the money to get the assistants that I want to be here.
On a booster had to step up.
Yeah.
There's something about that. So, I don't know. I don't know about you guys. I as much as I feel bad for our coaching staff, it's a business. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for the M2 pipeline. Maybe coming to Stillwater, Oklahoma. But I think I heard a lot of people saying we're going to win a national championship within a few years. I'm going to say 5. I think that's a better number than 3.
I'm just excited to see like the new brand of wrestling, because the way we wrestle for the last 30 years have been the same way we wrestled for 30 years.
Part of the decision.
Yeah.
Like the Cowboy way wasn't working.
Yeah.
It's something that's going to change.
So I'm just more excited to see a change in culture and a change in wrestling.
Anytime soon.
Yeah, for sure.
Setting the freaking points record at the championship.
Yeah. David Taylor, new coach in Stillwater. We'll have to see. Obviously, there'll be a press conference soon. And
see what Louis Bags he brings with him.
Thank you guys for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below what you think about the wrestling content. Thank you for watching.